Hello to all traders and welcome back to another video brought to you by Orbex. So we're looking at the oil charts today because oil was boosted quite dramatically in the last few trading sessions after increased optimism. There will be a big demand for the black gold going into 2023, especially with China's grand reopening from its strict COVID lockdowns. There is supposed to be more and more of this potential supply and demand rift that we haven't seen for quite a long time. We're seeing that WTI is heading towards $80 on this Monday morning. It is expected to get to $100 in the next quarter and then $110 by the middle of the year. So very, very good, strong numbers coming out of the oil market. Will this happen? Will we see another slowdown in oil, or will the economists be correct this time around and see possibly what is a recovering economy, not just in America and China, but globally as well? Obviously, we've got the increased problems with Russia and Ukraine. Obviously, Russian oil and gas has been sanctioned quite heavily, so we won't be seeing much of that in this year. But it is expected to still be quite buoyant in the near term as well. So, as I said, crude prices are poised to be quite good in the going into the next 3 months at least. But if we look on the charts at the moment, as you can see here, we saw a bounce. This is on the daily chart. We saw a bounce just over the $70 mark, and now this was only a few sessions ago. Now we're trading roughly at the $80 area, and it's just given this little bit more of buoyancy. If you can see here, we had very choppy markets for oil, but now we are having another leg to the upside. I'll just zoom in a little bit more so it's a little bit easier to see. And with the assistance of the Ichimoku cloud, we're just touching the lower border now, which gives us the indication that if we do pierce this cloud, we will have possibly a bounce to the upside, and this will bring us roughly to about $83, $84. This will give us another impetus to another bullish run as well. So looking very, very dominant at the moment, oil. As I said, very good response from China's reopening that it did announce not so long ago, and we are still looking to see what the demand will be coming out of that, the second biggest country, sorry sorry about that, the second biggest industry in the world. So we're just seeing now what the opportunities are. If we look on the RSI, we are seeing just a slight bearish divergence, but it is only slight. It might not be enough to really start slowing down on the oil front. If we look on the 4-hour chart though, excuse me again, we're just seeing a little bit more dominance in that. Do the charts a little bit better. We're still seeing a little bit more dominance to the upside for oil, because as I said, we're looking to the downside now, but as you can see, in a nice bullish channel, and we are just seeing if we're going to hit pretty much the previous resistance that we saw not so long ago, and then this will be the big decider if we're going to have possibly another leg higher. We are expecting a slight slowdown, a slight correction like with every bullish run, and then another move to the upside. As I said, this will take us roughly to about $83, $84, and then the next psychological areas will then be hit. So this was very, very good news for the oil markets, especially if you're trading to the upside as well. Looking on Brent, similar pattern to crude. We are seeing that it is starting to move higher after this detrimental downturn that we've seen for the vast majority of 2022. This is going back 6 months. Obviously, back then, inflation was at a peak, a 40-year peak, 9.1%. It is actually slowing down to 6.5% now year on year. So it is looking very, very more optimistic, let's say, that the Fed is going to start pulling back on its monetary policy. We're going to see more of a consensus for risk assets, such moving over for the risk aversion. Gold has been boosted over 1900 now for the first time in quite a few months. So we're getting back into the swing of the dollar is on the back foot, and all these other tradable assets that are very optimistic are on the front foot as well. So a little bit like WTI, crude, we're seeing a slight bearish divergence, so we are expecting a slight correction, but then another move to the upside. A little bit like, well, quite similar like the WTI charts, the crude charts. We are seeing now that the prices are hitting the lower border of the Ichimoku cloud, which gives us the impetus that we are going to see another piercing. And if that does happen, similar to crude oil, as you can see here, we're just waiting to see if we can top these previous resistance areas. We're expecting this slight correction now but then another move to the upside. So this particular $86 hit for Brent will be a very good test, and then we'll see if we can get another move to the upside. So keep an eye out for the main game changers for the oil markets. You know, we have Russia, we have China, and obviously America really in the fold. So keep an eye on those headlines if you are trading oil. And this video will be posted on our YouTube channel as it usually is. So feel free to comment and let me know your thoughts. So until then, we'll speak next time. Bye for now.